This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise.
Welcome back, everybody. Hawaii's hurricane season technically ends this weekend, but advocates say now's the time to ramp up emergency preparedness efforts for next season. Honolulu Neighborhood Commission Chair Larry Veray joins us with what community leaders are doing. Welcome and aloha.
Well, good morning.
So this is a very important topic, right? Tell us what you're doing over at Pearl City Neighborhood.
Well, for the Pearl City Neighborhood Board, we're already ramping up for 2026. And we've already put in our legislative priorities to our legislators and the City Council. We're racking and stacking all our priorities. But one of the ones that we really want to focus on is on emergency disaster preparedness, wildfires, hurricanes, and tsunamis.
And I understand during this latest big hurricane that hit Jamaica, this was something that raised an alarm for all of you.
That everybody should be really looking at that, and with climate change. And we all know that, you know, it was a lot hotter summer this year. And we do need to prepare. And there's opportunities here, and I'm hoping to get Pearl City residents to be thinking about this and look at it. And they don't have to do it overnight. They can lay out a plan over a 6-month period to help fortify their homes.
Well, let's talk about the fortifying, right? Because it is expensive to make a lot of these modifications to roofs and windows to make sure that they are resilient.
It's not that expensive if you look at it overall. And plus, to give you an example, I'm president of my homeowners association, Wild Garden Sky B in Pearl City. One of the things we did was when we repainted our 26 buildings that we have for our homeowners, we installed hurricane clips at that time. Because the painters were already up there, they're painting up there underneath the eaves. Those clips are so important. The first thing that goes in high winds is your roof. Once the roof goes, the entire house starts to disintegrate in the winds. If you can maintain that roof and keep the integrity of that, and then the other thing too is, if you think about it, how can the wind, pull the roof up? Because all that pressure that's coming in. So what you got to think about is the roof, your foundation. And if you notice, if you go through Pearl City and a lot of the older residential area, everybody's got a carport. Look at those carports. They're just hanging on concrete blocks. They need to be clipped to the concrete. And also, even with the homes, the foundations need to be secured as well. And then the next thing is to be thinking about your windows. The good news is there's a new material out now. It's a polycarbonate acrylic. You can cut it the size of your windows. You drill 4 holes. Put your screws into the frames, and easy to install on your lower floors.
Is this readily available here in the islands?
It's got to be ordered, and you can go through, and I know that probably Home Depot and Lowe's, but if you get on the internet, you find out that there's a lot of resources in Florida. And there's one location here in Hawaii, but they still order through Florida. And
I know, so you're through the neighborhoods, you're really trying to spread this awareness and education. Yes. Because you can't rely on the state.
That's the other thing too, is because, the government is trying to do as much as they can, but it's just too much. They're overwhelmed. We don't have enough resources. And the other thing is I want people to be thinking that when the call for evacuation, you got to be thinking, because the shelters are going to be overwhelmed as well. And you saw what happened during the tsunami warning. The roads were gridlocked.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing with the shelters. But if you can shelter at home, because we're looking at the recovery period, that's the hard part. But if you could stay at home, you already got a lot of your resources there. And plus, if you're in a homeowners association like mine, we already have an emergency action plan. We're already pretty much ready to go. But we're setting up, looking at how can we take care of all 114 families. And of course, we live in Hawaii. We're not singularly by ourselves. We take care of each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the way I see it for Pearl City. 80,000 homes in Oahu, and with those high winds, 150 miles an hour, we're going to lose a lot of homes if we don't think it out.
Okay, and this is good information, because even though the season may be over, it's good to prepare for the future. So thank you, Larry. More information on our website, of course, and again, think about it now when you have the time and things are not as crisis mode as they usually are. All right, Larry Veray.